Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Jeremy aka Uzaru Jirambe back again with another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. The LR INT Gohan EZA is now live on the global side of the game, and today we're going to be talking about team builds and tactics for taking on the event and clearing all 10 stages so you can get all of the rewards associated and make sure you get this guy fully Extreme Z Awakened because he gets some pretty awesome buffs with it. So, we'll talk about all the information here in a minute, but first, go ahead and check out those links in the description below to follow me on my social media pages, and also check out the link for the Discord chat and join that awesome Discord community over there. If you haven't done so already, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell to stay up to date on future content like this. Drop a like on the video and comment down below if you have any questions or comments, or if you need additional help with team builds for taking on the event. So let's go ahead and take a quick look here at the event itself. So of course, Android Cell Saga is going to be the effective category, so any units that are Android Cell Saga category will have less damage dealt to them. And then, like every other LR Extreme Z battle, Legendary Power Link skill, which pretty much is an LR units in general. Any LR unit has that Legendary Power Link skill, they're going to be dealing more damage. So, if possible, you want to get Android Cell Saga LRs, and you can build a couple different teams which are full LRs, and we'll take a look at that here in a minute. Of course, it goes all the way through 10 stages, getting increasingly difficult as far as his damage reduction, as well as him not being able to have his defense and attack lowered. He'll be unstunnable, and his super attack will you'll not be able to seal it. So, up to stage 10, you'll get all of those Extreme Z Awakening medals, some Grand Kais, as well as some Hidden Potential Orbs, and you'll also get 30 Dragon Stones, as always, and then there's an extra 3 Dragon Stones for getting past stage 7. So here's what our Android Cell Saga units look like. So the main lead unit you're going to want to bring in, if you have him, is the LR INT Cell. Other than that, you've got a good pool, a decent pool I should say, of LR units. There's a few of them that are free to play, but I do say try to stay away from any tech type units. This LR Cell right here, the first form Cell, he is effective category, and of course he is an LR, but at some of the later stages of this Extreme Z battle, the Gohan will be dealing some good damage, so if you can, try to stay away from bringing him in. You can also, of course, you don't have to bring in LRs, you can bring in some TURs if you want. They're just not going to deal as much damage. They still will have that damage reduction, but they will still take quite a bit if you're not careful, and especially if he super attacks. One of the TURs, the Fizz TURs I've been seeing a lot of people bring in, is actually the Fizz Gohan here. He has some damage reduction built in, so he can kind of help tank if you need to bring in a unit that you don't, if you don't have another LR to fill in the slot, he would not be a bad idea. Some of the other Fizz units wouldn't be too horrible, but if possible, try to stick to your LRs. Try to stick to the Android Cell Saga category. But if you don't have a full team for that, let's take a quick look at some of the team builds that I recommend for taking on the event. So, again, for your lead unit, you want to try to do your best to stick to the INT Cell, because he's going to be your best bet for the leader skill, and he has some pretty good stats for the event in general. This is the team that I am using to take on the event. Your Fizz type units, your Fizz type LRs are really going to be MVPs for the event. Of course, your AGL Gohan, if you have him, he's going to be able to tank, and the INT Cell will also be able to tank. The INT Gohan, the one where Extreme Z Awakening, of course, you can bring him in on the event. He's going to be getting super attacks off and dealing a good chunk of damage. But let's take a look at some other teams in case you don't have these guys. Another way that I was seeing you kind of build, again, if you can, stay away from the LR Tech Cell, but if you do have to bring him in, just try to make sure you're putting him off of a lot of rotations and make sure that you're not getting him in the way of super attacks. But you can bring in the Android category lead LR, which is the Android 17, 18, and 16 with the exchange. And then they also have the secondary leader skill of Extreme Fizz type Key +4 and HP attack and defense with 100%. And so you bring in 2 other LRs that are Fizz type units. These are free to play, but you should be able to get pretty far, if not clear all 10 stages with this team. It's just going to be about placing the units in the right spots on the rotation. So another team is pretty much a completely free-to-play team. It consists of all LR Fizz type units, and of course you'll have to change out your leader there. But with that being said, this should be able to get you a decent way along if you aren't a pay-to-play player, or you don't have a lot of the LRs that we've discussed in some of these other teams. This one may be able to, I haven't actually tried it out, but I know that the LR Fizz type units are really, helping out for the event. The only problem is that with the Extreme Z Battle, because you're not going to be having any of the Android Cell Saga category units, you're probably going to be taking a good chunk of damage. So you just got to be careful about that. But this team may not get you all the way through the 10 stages, but it may get you fairly far. Like I said, try to stick to those Android Cell Saga units. Really, if you have to, I would say a better bet is mixing a team of LR Android Cell Saga units and TUR Android Cell Saga units that are tankier, have type advantage with Fizz type. That'd probably be your best bet for beating the event all the way through 10 stages if you don't have a team of complete LRs. Because remember, the LRs will be dealing additional damage, while Android Cell Saga category units will be reducing damage received. And this guy starts to hit pretty hard as you get up into the stages. So, let's take a look at stage 10. Let's go ahead and see if we can't clear it real quick. Again, your Fizz type units are going to be the ones that are going to be dealing a lot of damage and tanking for you. So you want to try to put them in where you can see that a lot of those attacks are going to be coming through. And of course, all three of the units on this rotation will be good for tanking because we have the LR Fizz Trunks, and then the other two LRs being the AGL Gohan and the INT Cell are going to be tanky in general. So we are getting super attacked for the first slot there with the Trunks, and you can see not quite 100,000 damage, which is good. And for these legendary Extreme Z battles, if you're taking less than 100,000 damage, that's good. That's good stuff. I know in most events, 100,000 damage is not something you want to see necessarily, but this event, if you can get less than 100,000 damage dealt to you with a super attack, then you've made a good choice. So, let's see what we've got here. These guys are doing a decent chunk of damage. We've got a couple bars of health down on the Gohan, but let's see if we can get these guys back in rotation. I'm going to have to split up the Cell and the Androids here because, again, the INT Gohan before the Extreme Z Awakening isn't going to be extremely tanky, so you want to be careful with that stuff. So something that I was going to say, with his Extreme Z Awakening, pretty much the Gohan gets a leader skill buff up to 120% for INT type and Ki plus 4. Nothing too crazy with his super attack, but his passive skill does get a buff where he gets defense plus 58% in general and an additional 58% when he performs a super attack. But he also gets attack plus 18 per Ki sphere obtained, so he's going to be a nuke unit as well as getting some defense buffs, which is really good, a really great Extreme Z Awakening for this guy. And then he also gets to keep that passive skill, which he already had, which is Ki plus 1, an additional Ki plus 1 per Ki sphere obtained. So he gets an awesome Extreme Z Awakening. It's definitely worth going in and getting him Extreme Z Awakened if you have the unit. And if not, see if you can get in here and get some of those Dragon Stones and other rewards. So you can see here this LR Fizz Cell, I think, is one of the better units to have if you have him bring him in here, because you can see he's tanking very well. Put him in the slots where you're seeing a lot of those attacks, and we'll see just what it looks like, him getting a super attack on him right here. And there you go, 56,000 damage, which is really great, again, for these legendary Extreme Z Awakenings. And here we go, Trunks is going to see if we can get a crit here. There we go, almost 2 million damage. So again, just to kind of sum it all up, your LRs are going to be the ones that are going to be doing more damage, but if you have LR Fizz units, Android Cell Saga units, they're going to be really the MVPs of the event for you. The LR Androids here, they are, they're pretty tanky as well. so put them in the slots where you're going to see some attacks going down. Really the only unit on the team that I've showed you here, the one that I'm using, the only unit that you want to try to avoid getting super attack is the LR INT Gohan. He's here to just kind of get some super attacks off and deal some damage, but he's not going to be the tankiest, or not as tanky as the other units on the team at least. So you can see that the androids, the LR androids, were doing just fine taking up that damage. And we're slowly chipping away at the health bar here on stage 10. Alright, so we should be able to finish it off this rotation. Let's see if we can, between the two cells, I'll just keep them together so that they link up. I'll keep them together and we should be able to finish off the Gohan right here. So, again, if you have any questions about the event, if you need additional help on team builds or anything like that, if you don't have a full team of LRs and you want some recommendations for some TURs to bring in, again, stick to the Android Cell Saga if you can, but if you hop over to that Discord chat, we've got a bunch of people over there always helping out and everything like that. If you need to take a screenshot of your box and post it up there, people will tell you which units would probably be best for you. If you need some alternate leader units or anything like that that you think, you might want to see if you can take those in, we can help you out with that as well. So there you go. Pretty straightforward. I'm not going to say it's going to be the easiest because these LR Extreme Z battles can be fairly difficult at times. So again, if you need additional help, make sure you're dropping comments down below. Check that Discord chat out, and hopefully we can help you and give you everything you need there. But that's everything I've got for the video today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you're dropping a like down in the comments below. Best of luck taking on the event. And again, make sure you're getting this guy Extreme Z Awakened because the buffs that he gets from this are absolutely amazing. And of course, you get 33 Dragon Stones if you clear all the missions and events, everything of the event and everything like that. So that's everything I got for the video. Thanks for checking it out. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell to stay up to date, and make sure you're checking out those links in the description below to follow me on my social media pages. Definitely join the Discord chat. Yeah, best of luck taking on the event. Thanks for checking out the video. We'll catch you on the next one. Signing out.